Hi, Sam Butler here from Avid at NAMM 2020. We've just come off stage from an awesome demonstration of Sibelius, and we're looking at Pro Tools as well, with a big focus on accessibility. So we have Slough here, who's an expert in Pro Tools. We have Chi, who's an expert here in Sibelius, who's teaching with it, and we have our very own Ed Gray as well. So Ed, can you give us a quick summary of accessibility work that's going on at Avid now?
Well, I'd be glad to, Sam. Thanks. Yes. So I'm Ed Gray. I'm Director of Partnering Programs for Avid. I also happen to be visually impaired myself. Avid is doing a ton of work over the quarters and years to drive accessibility into Pro Tools and now Sibelius, to the extent that they are usable to do professional audio production by people without sighted assistance, which means that we are the best bet in town for visually impaired users, and it keeps getting better. And so we're so excited to show all these advancements. And then later today at 11 o'clock a.m. Over at the Hilton, where we're going to capture some more of the excitement that's going on with accessibility with the NAMM Pro Accessibility panel, which has these two rock stars showing Sibelius and Pro Tools, and Sam showing Sibelius, and people from Native Instruments, and Rob Arbitier, who works with Stevie Wonder, and Byron Harden, who works with IC Music, a school in Chicago. So there's tons of stuff going on, and we hope you'll join us for the panel and the main stage prezo today. And if you have any questions, you're intrigued by this stuff, just write to Avid at accessibility@avid.com. Thank you.
All right, thanks Ed. So Chi, can you tell us about your workflows of teaching with Sibelius at Berkeley?
All right, so I teach visually impaired students how to go through the Berkeley curriculum. And even though it's a music school, when you really think about notation and technology, it's very visual. So a lot of times students have to interact with the notation, and there is also Braille music, but there are not many people also know Braille music, but people who don't know Braille music really doesn't have much of an option other than being able to listen to the audio and hope for the best. But now we have a Sibelius which tells you each note, each articulation, everything you throw onto the score, including rehearsal marks. So if someone say, okay, go to letter A, then, oh, I know where that is. So they know all those things like time signature as well as fingering. So it's like very comprehensive feature now we have, which we didn't have. And another thing is that through this kind of work, people can have more choices. People with a visual impairment can become arranger, and they can do composing. They can do a lot of option now. So this opens up a lot of career opportunity as well. And at Berkeley, our goal is to have students be able to choose whatever they want, whatever major they want, and this will open up a lot of door for them as well.
All right, brilliant. Thanks, Chi. All right, so Slough, you are a producer, and you do all sorts of sizes of ensembles. So where does Pro Tools come into your work, and how are you able to use it?
Should I hold the mic?
You can hold
Why, thank you, Sam. Thanks. and at the end of this, I'm going to say back to you, Sam. Well, yes, I'm a studio owner in New York City, and I record a lot of jazz, a lot of singer-songwriter, a lot of Broadway vocalists, and Pro Tools is my DAW of choice. And one of the reasons I especially like working with it is because pretty much out of the box, it is very, very accessible to blind users, and the method of working with Pro Tools is very much the way a sighted person would work with it. I mean, we do use a screen reader, VoiceOver on the Macintosh, for example, so maybe some of the keystrokes are different, but the principles are all the same. So if you can read the Pro Tools manuals, you essentially know how to work with Pro Tools. We do have a community, a large community, that has a couple of we have a WhatsApp group, an email list where we share, tips and tricks, best practices and stuff like that. But it's really incredible when a new feature comes out, like, for example, the new folder tracks in Pro Tools. Right out of the box, it is accessible with voice voiceover, and it works just like you'd expect. So we're very excited with the developments with Pro Tools, and actually, I personally am very excited about Sibelius as well, because as a composer and as somebody who records orchestras, this is like indispensable for me to be able to review scores and stuff like that. So it's very exciting news here at the 2020 NAMM show. Back to you, Sam.
All right, thank you. In fact, Ed would like to say something. Ed?
Yes, no. So what I was just going to say is, if you're at NAMM and you're a manufacturer or a software developer, we want you to come to the panel and learn about all the excitement and development that's going on. And it's a community. It's a dialogue. We work with many companies trying to bring visually impaired people to the audio production and music making party. And if you're a user or a student or a musician, welcome. Come check out Pro Tools and Sibelius and learn about all the great and improving accessibility features in those tools.
Great. Okay, well, thanks, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure having you up on stage with us today and chatting through everything. And we'll see another panel again at 3:30, where we're back on stage to show off Pro Tools and Sibelius. So if you're around, do come down. Thanks. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.